The distress beacon had been screaming into the void for 17 hours when Elsa finally accepted the truth. No one was coming. She stood on the observation deck of the Kellerin research station, watching the Vraxian dreadnoughts encircle their position like predators toying with wounded prey. 3 massive vessels, each one capable of reducing the station to atomic dust. Behind her, 247 scientists, engineers, and their families waited in the emergency shelters, hoping for a miracle that wouldn't arrive. Commander Thrace, her second-in-command, a tall Kellerin named Voshter, approached with his optical stalks drooping in defeat. The lead dreadnought is charging weapons. They're giving us 10 minutes to surrender. Elsa's jaw tightened. The Vraxians didn't take prisoners for negotiation. They took them for experiments. She'd seen the reports from Outpost Gamma 7. What they did to captives made death seem merciful. "Broadcast on all frequencies," she said quietly. "If there's anyone out there, any ship capable of receiving this, we are Research Station Kellerin 9. We have non-combatants aboard. We will not surrender to the Vraxian Empire, but we cannot defend ourselves. If you can hear this." Her voice cracked slightly. "Please remember us." Voshter's translator, Chip, rendered his response with appropriate solemnity. "It has been an honor serving with you, Commander." Elsa nodded, unable to speak. She thought of David, her brother, somewhere on Earth. He'd wanted her to stay home, to take a teaching position at the academy instead of venturing to the frontier. She should have listened. 8 minutes remaining. The lead Vraxian dreadnought, a monster of dark metal and crimson running lights, began to glow along its primary weapon arrays. Elsa closed her eyes, thinking of home, of morning coffee on the apartment balcony, of David's terrible jokes. The entire station shuddered. Elsa's eyes snapped open. On the tactical display, something impossible was happening. A new contact had appeared, not from normal space, but directly materializing within the combat sphere. No jump signature, no gravitational displacement warning. It simply appeared as if reality had been torn open and stitched back together with something new inside. The vessel was enormous, easily matching the Vraxian dreadnoughts in size, but its design was unlike anything in the known galaxy. Angular, aggressive, covered in what looked like ablative armor plating that still glowed red-hot from whatever hell it had just emerged from. And along its hull, in letters that made Elsa's heart stop, "Terra-NS Retribution." "What is that?" Voshter whispered. The communications array crackled to life before Elsa could answer. The voice that came through was human, rough, exhausted, but carrying an edge of barely controlled fury. "Kellerin 9, this is Captain David Thrace of the Terran Navy warship Retribution. Sorry we're late. Things are about to get loud." Elsa's legs nearly gave out. "David," she breathed, "that's impossible. Earth doesn't have a military fleet. The UN Accords." "Yeah, well," her brother's voice came back, and she could hear the grim smile in it. "A lot's changed in the last year. When the Vraxians hit the colonies, Earth got motivated. Hold tight, sis. We'll have you out of there in 5. The Retribution didn't waste time with warnings or demands. It simply opened fire. What erupted from its weapon batteries defied every known principle of energy warfare. Not plasma, not lasers, not railgun projectiles. Streams of what the tactical display could only classify as contained singularities, microscopic black holes, magnetically shaped and accelerated to relativistic velocities. The first salvo hit the nearest Vraxian dreadnought amidships. The effect was catastrophic. Hull plating didn't explode or vaporize. It simply ceased to exist, matter spiraling into the temporary gravitational wells before the singularities evaporated in bursts of hawking radiation. The dreadnought broke in half, its reactor containment failing in a bloom of nuclear fire. The other 2 Vraxians returned fire, their particle beams and missile salvos converging on the human warship. The Retribution didn't dodge. It didn't need to. Point defense grids, hundreds of autonomous turrets, created a wall of intercepting fire that annihilated incoming missiles mid-flight. The particle beams splashed against energy shields that rippled like water but held firm. "Impossible," Vostar muttered. "No species achieves this level of technology without centuries of development. Humans were barely spacefaring a decade ago." Elsa watched in awe as her brother's ship pivoted with impossible grace for something so massive, bringing its full broadside to bear on the second dreadnought. This time, the Retribution fired its main gun, a weapon that seemed to tear a hole in space itself. The beam connected with the Vraxian ship, and for a moment nothing happened. Then the dreadnought inverted. Its hull folded in on itself like paper in a fire, compressed by gravitational forces that shouldn't exist in normal space. In 3 seconds, a vessel that had housed 3,000 Vraxian warriors was reduced to a sphere of crushed metal no larger than a personal transport. The final dreadnought attempted to flee, its FTL drive charging. It never got the chance. The Retribution launched what appeared to be a single missile, a sleek dark cylinder that accelerated to impossible speeds. When it struck, the Vraxian ship didn't explode. It simply stopped. Every system, every reactor, every weapon went dark simultaneously. "Elsa," David's voice returned, softer now. "We're sending shuttles. Get your people ready for evacuation. And before you ask, yes, I pulled every string I could to get assigned to this sector when your distress call came through." Tears streamed down Elsa's face. "You found a way." "Always will, sis. That's what family does." A pause. "Besides, someone had to show the galaxy that humanity doesn't abandon its people. We're done being the newcomers everyone underestimates." As the Retribution maneuvered alongside the station, Elsa could see burn marks along its hull, evidence of battles fought on the journey here. Earth hadn't just built a warship, it had built a fleet, and that fleet had gone to war. The age of human vulnerability was over. The age of terror had begun.